I wrote down a bunch of questions. There's probably no way that we're going to get to all of them. But one thing that I really wanted to try and talk about in this is the pre-production, because we Dan and Tanner and I have talked about that a lot on All Staff, and the point of this show is to be transparent, is to give the people a look inside of what it really takes to create a podcast, to create music that you can release. And the first question that came to my head when I was writing them down was, how do you guys prepare to create a season? What is that pre-production like? Can you tell us maybe a little bit from each of you about the steps that it takes to get to where we are right now?
Yeah. I mean, when we were first starting, when I was just kind of like planning the seed and make it happen, was actually talking to Jen first, because I knew that I wanted her on this panel, and just kind of coming up with a way. And I said to her straight away, like, look, there's nothing like this out there, and the best way to get through this is just to like have a spreadsheet or some kind of design of segments, because that's what I like to listen to. And also learning from doing Road Decoder, it kind of got it didn't have segments. You just like played it and we were going through it. I remember the recording process, and we were just kind of going gung-ho on it. Where this one, I wanted a little bit more planning. I wanted to be, academic, but also relevant. And I didn't want to just talk about dance films, hence why we talk about, what we're watching in the very beginning. When I was teaching during graduate school, that was how I started the class, was actually asking students, like, what are you watching these days? Because that is about the culture that we're living in. And not everything that we're watching right now is, just movies and academic movies. Like, I'm watching The Sopranos right now, and we talked about that. And how
I like that question to open.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's a great like icebreaker to kind of just get our minds going. And also just we go into our topic, and then one thing I really wanted to do was like make sure that we have an announcement about all these kind of other events that are happening, whether that is a class, a workshop, a film festival, or some kind of screening that is happening. So including the community out there, we're doing like a service to them. I'm not expecting anything in return of that, but it's just kind of like, how do we get more people listening, but also going to these events that they may be interested in? So with that, it's like creating the spreadsheet of like what we're going to talk about. And then when we got Claire in, we were like, all right, what are we going to talk about? And these are like kind of going through a web of ideas of like, these are the things that I've noticed that I want to talk about, whether that's advertising, whether that's like warehouse films, which is definitely a controversial topic.
Yeah.
and trend. It kind of goes on. And then it's just going into our curriculum is what we call it, where it's just, we lay out the land of how the season is going to go. And what topics we're going to talk about. I mean, Jen mentioned like which interviews and where we're going to place this in the season and all of that. And I'm going to let Claire.
Should we scare them and screen share our Airtable? I'm like closing my other tabs because we've got season 1 and 2 on there. And it's like, this is how we organize the ideas.
Jen, I would love if you could share your screen and even just give us like a minute of like why you use Airtable and how you use it. Because
okay, I'm just closing all my tabs. How about Claire share?
Yeah.
Claire Bear can share. And I'm going to get this pulled up.
I mean, usually my process of preparation is rolling out of bed and seeing that Jen's already made a template for like, all the episodes that we're going to have in the season. So that's the process.
Yeah, on our work doc.
It is how I think. It is actually how I think.
It's a very long work doc where we put questions and comments and things that we want to link. It's season 1 is probably about like 100 some odd pages or something.
I can't see my keyboard.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wait on the work doc. But this is the Airtable. So this is season 1. And we pretty much like name our episodes as we come up with them. We like giving a catchy episode. I think one of my favorites is Fleshing Out. That was our episode on nudity. And we're fleshing out the topic. It's a pun. We love, a good joke, but we adore a bad joke.
Jen is really into puns.
It's like a problem. But I think it means I'm going to be a good parent because my humor is just like, oh, gosh.
Well, with a name like Jen Ray, it's ripe for puns.
My life is a pun. What am I supposed to do?
You ray of light.
Yeah.
Well, I think I would say Dan and Tanner, take notes because this is how you keep it super organized.
I'll send you the template.
And
it's impressive.
If
you can send that template,
here's what you need to realize.
I'd love to use it.
Frameform, Frame Friends. All I have done talking to Tanner and Dan about it is these guys have their shit on lock, and we need to do some sort of masterclass with them about how to pre-produce a freaking show.
Yeah.
So, and you asked why Airtable. Let me see. I don't know. I want to see which episodes I'm responsible for the show notes. So I'm just going to go ahead and group by this field. Boom. So there we go. And that actually helps us number it too. Because it's okay, so Claire, and then you get your list. I mean, this software is amazing. So,
I just think you guys have always been very organized and ahead of the curve on as far as pre-production, and we appreciate that because you make our job a lot easier.
Mason, I have to say, the reason that we do this, besides Jen being the way she is,
issues,
but it's a good thing. But we know that you three work on a lot of other projects, and us doing our part is we just want to make your life easier. So all you guys need to worry about is the edit and, and promoting us in all of that way. So, I mean, again, as we've said in the past, and I'll say it again here, it's a labor of love,
Absolutely.